Hello everyone, myself Neha Shah from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today I am going to explain you three different topics. The first one is relation between Laplace transform and Fourier transform. The second is relation between Z transform and Fourier transform, and the third topic is system analysis using Fourier transform. From the subject of signal and system, from the third unit, which one is introduction to Fourier series and Fourier transform. Up to last session I had explained you what is Fourier transform and what is Fourier series, what are the requirement of it, and then we have also covered the properties of Fourier transform along with its examples. Now today we will take in the different transform techniques relationship. So starting with the first topic, relationship between the Laplace transform and Fourier transform. If you want to derive the relationship between Laplace transform and Fourier transform, so for that first of all we will write in the equation of Laplace transform, then we will write in the equation of Fourier transform, and then we will comparing these two equations, and from that we will deriving the relationship. So for that, starting with the equation of Laplace transform, what is the equation of Laplace transform? Laplace transform can be representing as x of s is equals to Laplace transform of x of t is equals to integration over 0 to infinite x of t e raised to minus st dt. This equation can also representing as integration over minus infinite to infinite x of t e raised to minus st dt if we will covering the whole region. So this will be representing as the equation number A. Now we will writing the equation of Fourier transform. What is the equation of Fourier transform? Fourier transform can be representing as either x of f or x of omega. If we are writing in the form of x of omega, then it will representing as x of omega equals to Fourier transform of x of t, and its value equals to integration over minus infinite to infinite x of t e raised to minus j omega t dt. So this will be representing as equation number B. Now compare these two equations, equation A and B. So you can say that integration will be with respect to t, x of t will remain as it is, e raised to something will be there. So if you will compare these two terms, so from comparison you can say that s equals to j omega. Right, so from this we can say that s equals to j omega. So from that we will saying that if in the equation of x of s, if we are taking s equals to j omega, then it will gives you the term as x of omega. It means if we are taking s equals to j omega in the equation of x of s, then it will representing as x of omega. So from this we can say that x of omega equals to x of s. It means Fourier transform equals to Laplace transform when we are taking s equals to j omega. Similarly, the next relationship is in between Z transform and Fourier transform. So if we want to relate Z transform with Fourier transform, so for that we have to take the discrete time signal, because Z transform will be used for discrete time signal and the Laplace transform will be used for continuous time signal only, right? So for this comparison we will representing Fourier transform in the form of discrete time signal. So for this we will writing the equation of Z transform and Fourier transform. So what is the equation of Z transform? X of Z equals to Z transform of X of n, and its value equals to summation n equals to minus infinite to infinite X of n Z is to minus n if we are taking bilateral Z transform. So this will be representing as equation number A. Now we have to derive the equation for Fourier transform for the discrete time signal. So what is the equation of discrete time Fourier transform? Its value will be representing as x of omega equals to Fourier transform of x of n, and its value equals to summation n equals to minus infinite to infinite x of n e raised to minus j omega n. So this one is equation number B. Now if we are comparing these two terms, from that we can derive the relationship between these two. So by comparing these two terms, you can say that summation will be same, x of n is also same. Here instead of z raised to minus n, the term will be e raised to minus j omega n, right? So minus n will be same. So instead of z, here the term will be e raised to j omega, right? So from these two equations, we can say that x of omega equals to x of z when we are taking z equals to e raised to j omega. It means in the equation of z transform, if we are taking z equals to e raised to j omega, then we can derive the Fourier transform. It means x of omega. Now this relationship will apply in the next topic. The next topic is system analysis using Fourier transform. If we want to understand this topic, so for that we have to take some examples. So for that I have taken one example. An LTI system is described by the difference equation y of n minus 3 y of n minus 1 minus 4 y of n minus 2 is equals to x of n plus 2x of n minus 1. Determine its impulse response h of e raised to j omega. Here we have to represent the term impulse response h in the form of Fourier, right? Because it will representing in the form of e raised to j omega. So if you want to derive this e raised to j omega, so from this relationship you can say that e raised to j omega equals to z, right? So this same term can be representing in the form of h of z. It means if we can derive the term h of z, so instead of z we will taking e raised to j omega. So it will gives you the term as h of e raised to j omega, right? So as you know that we have already covered this kind of difference equation in the chapter of Z transform. So the steps will remain as it is, so we will follow in that steps. So if we are solving this example, so starting with this difference equation, first of all we are taking the Z transform of this difference equation. So first of all I am writing this equation as it is. Now I am taking the Z transform on both the sides. So after using the time shifting property of the Z transform, this equation will be representing as y of n will convert in the form of y of z minus 3z inverse y of z minus 4z raised to minus 2y of z is equals to x of z plus 2z inverse x of z. Here we have used the time shifting property as x of n minus k. Z transform will be representing as z raised to minus k x of z, and the z transform of y of n minus k will representing as z raised to minus k y of z. Now we will simplify this term. In these two terms on the left side part we will taking y of z as a common part, and on the right side we will taking x of z as a common part. Then we will finding y of z divided by x of z, which will be representing in the form of h of z, right? So if we are taking y of z as a common part from the left side and x of z as a common part from the right side part, then it will representing like this: y of z in bracket 1 minus 3z inverse minus 4z raised to minus 2 is equals to x of z 1 plus 2z inverse. So if we are finding the value of y of z divided by x of z, so it will representing as 1 plus 2z inverse divided by 1 minus 3z inverse minus 4z raised to minus 2. As you know that output upon input means it will representing as impulse response, right? So y of z divided by x of z will representing as h of z. And if we are simplifying this z raised to minus 2 and z raised to minus 1 part as z and in this z raised to 2 form, then it will representing as z into z plus 2 divided by z square minus 3z minus 4. Because z raised to minus 2 will representing as 1 upon z square And from that, after simplification, it will give you the final term like this. Now we have to find the value of h of e raised to j omega, right? How will finding this response? By taking the relationship of z and by taking the relationship of z transform and Fourier transform. It means by taking the value of z equals to e raised to j omega. So instead of this z, we will taking e raised to j omega, so it will give you the final impulse response in the form of frequency loop. So by putting z equals to e raised to j omega, it will give you the final term as h of e raised to j omega equals to e raised to j omega in bracket e raised to j omega plus 2 divided by e raised to j omega square. It means e raised to 2j omega minus 3 e raised to j omega minus 4. So this way we can find out the impulse response in the frequency loop. In the next session, I will explain you DTFT means discrete time Fourier transform and DFT means discrete Fourier transform, and what are the basic use of it and what is the basic difference between these two types of transform we will cover in the next session. Thank you.